Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and today we're going to take a look at another product from Zmodo. This is a doorbell or a smart Wi-Fi doorbell, and it's called the Greet. Let's check it out. Now, on the market today, there are several different doorbell solutions out there that really claim to give you the ability to see when someone comes to your doorbell or rings your doorbell. And it's critically important nowadays, especially as more and more packages are coming to your doorbell point of view as people are dropping off packages. And we've seen a rise in package theft, so it's great to be able to see when someone drops something off. Also, more and more of us that are parents really appreciate having a video doorbell that shows when the kids are coming into the house. So this solution is going to do exactly that. It's going to give you the ability, and we're going to zoom in here on the very bottom so you can see some of the features. It's going to give you the ability to see live video. It's going to have motion detection. It does have mobile alert capability, two-way audio, and you'll receive a video message. Now, from a resolution perspective, you're looking at 720p HD wide-angle video. You do have the ability where this thing can see in the dark, so you'll be able to see if anybody comes up to your door, someone rings your doorbell. You have nothing to worry about because it will be able to, with its IR blaster, see what's going on. It's accessible on any mobile device that you have, tablet or phone, and it is cross-platform, so iOS and Android. It does have some local storage, which is going to really help with cost, right, associated with video. And you also have the ability to share this with your family. And because of the local storage, this does not have any monthly fees. Yeah, you heard that right. No monthly fees. So great feature set and things that I think all of you would be interested in when considering a doorbell. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the specs, and this is actually on the other side of the box. 720p HD, 25 frames per second, 155 wide-angle lens, night vision up to 10 feet, motion detection. It does have a speaker and a microphone, so you're going to have that communication back and forth. It's going to be powered by those two wires that come out of your doorbell, and I'm going to show you what they look like. And I have a rig now that gives me the ability to actually show you how you connect it and how it works without having to dismantle my doorbell. You do have some dimensions here to look at. Very lightweight, and while it's a little bit larger than your traditional doorbell, you have a lot more functionality. From a requirement perspective, one thing that you must be aware of is that it does support 2.4 gigahertz, not 5. 2.4 is the one that it will support, and once again, it will work with any smartphone. Let's go ahead and do the unboxing, and I'll show you how to set it up. Now, inside the box, you're going to find your doorbell. You do have everything that you need from a hardware perspective to install it. So you have a screwdriver base with the tip right here for both type of, I would say, heads that you'll need in order to be able to drill in all the accessories and tighten all the screws. You do have, again, depending on the wall or the frame of your doorbell, you do have right here some screws, you have a drill bit, you have this neat little level to make sure that things are nice and straight, and again some other screws that you'll be able to use just to make sure that everything is installed nicely. So everything that you need is right here to get this thing going, included a little user guide that's going to help you with the installation. Now, the doorbell is pretty straightforward. So you have obviously your doorbell, you have the speaker, you have your camera, your motion sensor, IR blaster. Everything is here. On the back, you'll notice this is where all of the screws in the placeholder go. So in order to remove this, you're going to push down, and then you're going to remove it like this, right? And this is where the actual electrical connections go. And this is really simple, guys. So this we'll put aside. And then over here, what you see is just two screws, and that's what you'll find on your doorbell coming out where you have your existing doorbell. And you're going to screw these into the frame of your door, right where your doorbell is. So you may have to shift it a little bit and tighten the cables to these screws. And once you've done it and placed the screws in these 6 areas, all you'll do is connect this back, just like we removed it, and then just slide it in like this. And what will happen is these contacts that you see here are going to go into place, right? So it just goes in, and then it shifts in just like this down, and then once that's done, you have your contacts in. Now, to keep it locked, you're going to put some screws here that are going to keep this in place from someone being able to take this apart and having access to your doorbell. So pretty straightforward. Nothing else that you have to do except be aware of that area. Now, installation is pretty simple. So once you remove your existing doorbell, you're going to have 2 wires that look like this coming out. They may be different colors. I didn't have a white one and a red one, or white and black. The color is going to vary, but there's going to just be 2. All we're going to do is we're going to take our faceplate that we have here, or our mounting plate, and bring the wires in through this area, and then you're going to tighten them around these two screws. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that so that you can see what it looks like once it's connected, and pretty much that's all it. So you don't have to be afraid of mounting this type of doorbell because there's not a lot that you have to deal with. One thing that I would also always recommend is make sure that you flip the circuit breaker for the switch that has your doorbell, and that way you're not dealing with anything that's power. But once again, the voltage is coming from this is very, very light, so you wouldn't have to worry about that, but it's always good to power down. Now once you've connected the two wires, this is what it's going to look like. So I have them both connected, it's been tightened down, and the next thing is literally all you're going to do is you're going to connect this base to the doorbell and then slide it into place. Now keep in mind that when you do your mounting, obviously it's going to be like this. This is what the back looks like with the cables coming in, and you'll have screwed them into place, and then you would tighten this, put it in the little screw that goes in here with the special tip to make sure that this doesn't come off. Now keep in mind that there's no micro SD card that you have to install. It comes with 8 gig of memory on board that's going to store all your videos. Now if you go to your circuit breaker and flip the switch and power things up like I just did right now, what you're going to notice is that the doorbell is going to turn green because now it has power, and it's going to go through a cycling period to set up. The next thing we're going to do is go through and install the Zmodo app on our phone so that we can pair the actual doorbell to our phone. Now, the Zmodo app is available on the App Store both for iOS and for Android. And once you come into it, and I've already registered, so you go through a registration process so you can create an account. What I'm going to do is hit this plus sign. I have other Zmodo cameras that I've reviewed, so I had an existing account. And all I'm going to do now is just go through the setup process. Now, one thing that you'll notice, and let's see, cover my hand right here so you can see that, you do see that the doorbell is now blinking. That blinking indicator is letting you know that the doorbell is ready for pairing or configuration. So I'm just going to go ahead and select the doorbell. I have one device that I'm going to add, and now what I'm going to do is look for a Zmodo Zap. So you notice how it says right there, Zmodo Zap. Looking for that network so I can connect to the network that this doorbell is generating so that I can then connect to it and configure it to mine. Now here at the very top you'll see the Zmodo app, see how it showed up right there, so all I'm going to do is select that. Now the next step in the process is to configure your SSID, which is your network, as well as the password for the wireless access point. Keep in mind that this will only support 2.4 gigahertz network, so you want to make sure you connect to that specific wireless network. Now once you've completed that, you've configured your network, it's going to configure the doorbell. So you see how you have this kind of transition here that's taking place for Wi-Fi, and also the doorbell is flashing, and what will happen is at some point the doorbell will go solid, indicating that everything is configured. Now once the setup process is complete, there's going to be a couple of things. We're going to notice that the doorbell is solid. You'll see that in a second. But your doorbell will show up, and now what we're going to do is you'll see the serial number, you'll configure the password and your user ID, you'll name the device, and you're set to go. Now another thing that you'll notice is that once you've configured the doorbell successful, you'll notice that going from the flashing green, now you have that solid blue. So everything is set to go. So now let's take a look at what the actual doorbell can see and the quality of the video. Now to see the video, all I'm going to do is go into live, and as I go into live, I'm going to scroll out because I have a lot of other cameras, and I'm going to select the one that's the front door. Now the last image that it sees is what the camera saw as I was setting up, so it's looking upwards. But now, as you can see, I have it pointed this way just so it can pick up some of the boxes that I have in my studio. And you have a couple of options. You notice that you have a mic, which allows you to speak. You can record. You can take a picture. Up here, you can deal with resolution, so you can modify the resolution from one resolution to another. So here I'm enabling a lower definition, and it'll take a couple seconds to cycle through that, and then I should get a feed in a couple seconds. But the point is that you can get a pretty clear image, and we're going to zoom in and see some of the features that you can get through the camera. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press a doorbell, and I wanted to make sure the doorbell was on camera so you can see the speed. So I'm going to go ahead and press a doorbell. You can hear it ring. Now how long does it take between the doorbell ring and something coming up on screen? I'm going to go ahead and accept it. And I'm immediately in speaking mode. So I can say, hi, please drop the package off, and you're getting this nasty echo because we're so close to each other. But you saw how the response was. There's a slight lag, but I have to say that that's pretty typical, and if anything, it's actually better than some of the other doorbells that I've seen. So being able to just ring that doorbell and then get the ring, like if it was a phone call, onto your phone anywhere or tablet, I think is a very, very powerful tool. Now, you can share your doorbell feeds with family members, so that if you're out on vacation and you want someone to pick up the mail for you and for them to be notified, that's something that you could do as well. Now, you do have motions also that you can detect. So if I go into the motion area, it's going to tell me and illustrate any kind of the motions that have been detected for that front door doorbell. Now, you don't have zones, which you see in other products, but I have not seen zones in any doorbell yet. So a zone is where you're able to kind of draw around a specific area that you want to be notified and get a notification when something comes into that view. I'd say probably the only exception is going to be one of the other products that we reviewed on the channel, but it's very expensive, and it's also a cloud-based solution that you have to pay a subscription for. But in this case, anything that comes into the line of sight of the camera, and you think about where your door is positioned and how far it's going to go out, it will pick that up, and then it will let you know that there's motion, and then you will be able to go into this area and review it. So this concludes my review of the Zmodo Greet. If you have any comments or questions, leave it in the comment area below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out this cool video here on the side. Thanks for watching.